Now let's look at post-optimality analysis. Okay, after finding the optimum solution, so what are the things that we can do? Now remember, in when we have less than or equal to constraints, we calculated slack by finding the difference between the right hand side and the left hand side. Left hand side being smaller or equal to the right hand side. So we call that slack. But when we have greater than or equal to, the left side will be at least that much or greater. So subtracting the left side from the left side, from the right side, the left side is not going to work. So you have to go the other way around. Okay. What is the current value and what is the minimum required? Okay. That will give you what is called surplus. Okay. So slack and surplus. Slack is for less than or equal to constraint. Surplus is for greater than or equal to constraint. Now Excel has just one terminology. They just use slack for everything, whether it is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. But usually people use surplus when it is greater than or equal to. Now if the surplus is 0, then the constraint is said to be binding, because the constraint is at the boundary of the minimum requirement. Okay, at the boundary. But if you exceed the boundary, then you will have surplus, then it is not binding. So here binding or not binding, so this will be binding, this will be binding, this will be non-binding. Okay, so let's look at sensitivity report a little bit more. Once again, we can set up the lower and the upper limits. Copy paste them here. So we have the lower and the upper limit, and it works the same way as before. So if the cost per pound, the objective coefficient is cost per pound, changes from 2 cents to in this range, then the current optimum solution will continue to be optimum, because the cost will change, because now you're paying either more or less. Yeah. And the shadow price, I need one more here. Okay, so these are the limits. The first one, current value is 90, the minimum requirement. If the minimum requirement changes within these limits, okay, even if it changes a little bit, the final values of the optimum solution will change. Okay, that's not what these limits are about. It is about the validity of shadow price. So if you increase by 1 unit, that's 1 ounce of ingredient A. Okay, if you want 1 more ounce of ingredient A, then it's going to cost you 0.24 cents, as long as the increase or decrease is within this range. Okay. And for ingredient B, if you need more of ingredient B, for each ounce of ingredient B that you change, the optimum solution, the optimum cost will change by 0.2. If you increase, it will increase, decrease, it will decrease by that amount. Now for ingredient C, the right hand side, the requirement is 1.5. Okay, if you increase the requirement up to 4.2, there is no shadow price because there is a surplus. So up to that point, it's free. You don't need to do anything uh, more in terms of cost. It'll be zero. But once you cross that, then shadow price is no longer valid. Now, if you decrease, there is the minus one here represents it is the negative infinity, so which means there is no lower limit. Of course, there's not going to be negative value here, but it simply means that there is no lower limit.